on BBC Radio Merseyside.
40 minutes to 2. Now, if I say to you, Lady Screever, would you know what on earth I was talking about? I doubt it. And actually, a woman called Alice Coleman is Lady Screever, and to explain why, what and wherefore, we've got Philip Battle on the line. Hello, Philip.
Nice to speak to you.
Good to have you on. Now,
yes.
We should explain, if people don't know, that you yourself are, in effect, a pavement artist.
Yes, I'm a pavement artist. I come from Liverpool. We run a company called Urban Canvas in Liverpool, and we do pavement art all over the country.
All over the world, actually.
All over the world. We travel. We've been doing it for almost 20 years now, and we make a full-time living out of doing pavement art at festivals and events. Last year, we did the Three Queens event outside the Museum of Liverpool Life. And we do the River Festival every year and various things like that.
And we should say that we is actually Catherine and the cat called Rosie.
Yes, myself and Catherine, my partner Catherine, that we do it together.
Don't ignore Rosie, she's important.
Sorry?
Don't ignore Rosie the cat.
Oh, Rosie the cat, yeah. I won't, no, I won't, no.
Okay, Now, you discovered, I imagine, this lady, Alice Coleman.
Yes, Alice. I was researching a history of pavement art, because basically there's never been a history of pavement art, and people have often thought it too lowly to write about. And I wanted to discover a bit more about the art form that I was working in, and we were working in, and do that. And I came across some photographs of a lady pavement artist around the turn of the century. Initially, I thought they were all different pavement artists. I didn't realise until doing a bit of research that it's the same person turning up in all these photographs. And it was a woman named Alice Coleman. She was christened Alice Genevieve Temple. She was born in 1874 in Paddington in London. And she started doing pavement art around the age of 19. She had a great tragedy in her life. Her husband was a street acrobat, and he was performing on the high wire, and he fell off and he broke his spine. He became an invalid. So Alice had no forms of income. She had nothing to get her through a daily existence. She had 3 children. And so she turned to a hobby, which was drawing. As a child, she used to like drawing at school. So she decided to. She was watching the pavement artist on the Thames embankment there, and she thought, well, I can do that. And so she went out on the streets with great trepidation at the age of 19, and began her first pavement art drawing. She did that for over 40 years. She spent over 40 years on the street.
Did she earn money doing that?
Yeah, she earned money doing it. She never begged. She never asked people for money. She merely put a hat out. Well, it was a mother of pearl kind of shell. She put that out and offered people would offer contributions to her. She never begged or anything.
What kind of work did she do?
She mainly specialised in landscapes, historic landscapes and sea scenes and stuff like that. Occasionally she did portraits. She would take commissions during the First World War. She would take commissions off soldiers for portraits, and they would commission her to do a portrait, and she would come back with them to do a portrait. So
she'd been around at the time of the suffragette movement, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
So was politics part of her street art?
Yeah, she was involved with the music hall strike in 1907. I think she was very interested in the politics of the day, and she influenced the suffragette movement because you can imagine at the time that the idea of a woman pavement artist on all fours on the street and like some kind of charwoman scrubbing the street. It was a shock. It was radical. It was a radical thing. So, yeah, the suffragettes started their own chalking art campaign. They would go out on chalking parties, influenced by Alice actually, and they would use 3 colours of chalk, the green, white and purple, indicating different things. The white was purity, the green was hope, purple was dignity, and they would raise funds for the suffrage movement, for the votes for women. So yeah, she had a great influence on that as well.
Now, you brought all this together in a book, which you called Lady Screever. Now, why have you called it Lady Screever?
Yeah, well, Lady Screever, she was nicknamed by the press as Lady Screever. She became something of a celebrity. She was known across the world for this, and she would appear in the New York Times and the Sydney Herald and across London and everywhere, basically. She became something of a celebrity. Before you had the internet, obviously, the newspapers were the way to get things across. So. Yeah. She became known as Lady Screever. A screever is a slang term, an Old English slang term for pavement artists.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's said to derive from the idea of scribe,
I see.
or the writers of begging letters, because before pavement art, artists used to write little poems and pleas for help and stuff like that on the pavement. So that came actually before the pavement. So that's why they were called screevers.
Now, if people are interested, and I hope they are, I know that the book is actually in Waterstones, isn't it? In Liverpool 1, 2,
yes, it's in Waterstones in Liverpool 1. You can get it in Warrington, Waterstones in Chester. It's available on Amazon, on eBay. The National Museums on Merseyside are also selling it, and News from Nowhere. And also, if you go onto Amazon, you can get a Kindle download of it. You can get an e-book version as well.
It's fantastic. I should definitely get hold of it. She sounds a fabulous woman. I really like to know about her.
It is a fascinating story, and I think she deserved a place on the bookshelves. Absolutely.
Well, thanks for doing it, Philip. I'll leave the details with the A-team, but thank you very much indeed. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Great, thank you, Roger.
Cheers, man.
Bye-bye. Bye.
That's Philip Battle, the author of Lady Screever, which, as I say, I'm going to leave all the information for that with the A-team.